Okay, it's time for the how-to demonstration portion of the videotape on the tanker tourniquets, both the magnetic version and the suction version. This is the packaging that it comes in. It's designed to get it to you in good shape. It comes with a nice carrying bag, which we recommend you use for storing the unit. It gives you quick access. It's got a handle for getting it to an emergency situation. It's got a description of what magnetic or suction version is inside, and it'll also keep it out of the sunlight and help preserve the product and keep the rubber from getting UV degradation if it was stored for a long period of time in sunlight. The unit itself, again, has a pad and magnets. There's 8 of them, 4 on each side of the sealing pad. You'll also see that there is an opening here, a nozzle here, where the drum tourniquets had holes, breathing holes. The larger tanker tourniquets have a different system for sealing. Also included inside of here is a pump with a hose attached, which then attaches to this, and I'll show you how that all works. You'll also find inside instruction sheets. Highly recommend that you read the instructions. Although the unit is an easy-to-use unit, nothing's easy the first time for most people, including myself. And the instructions have graphic illustrations as well as step-by-step how to use instructions. There's some other tips in there and other things that you need to know about, so again, I recommend that you read the instructions thoroughly. And with any product, especially for emergency response, practice, practice, practice. Okay, let's set this up for use. The first thing you do when you go to use a tourniquet would be to place the bag on the ground to protect the sealing pad so it won't get dirty or scuffed up. Place the unit down on the ground with the sealing pad down. Attach the tube to the fitting which says vacuum fitting. I don't know if you can see that from here, but it says vacuum fitting here. It's green. The red one says pressure fitting. And you'll find out what that's about as we move along. With the tube attached to the vacuum side, and with the tube clamp in its open position. That's closed, that's open. Attach the tube to the tube fitting on the back of the unit. Then what you're going to want to do is actually pull a vacuum on the pad inside. We're sucking the air out of the pad so that it will not be in the way when we go to put it onto the side of a tank. Give it 10 strokes and start to press the pad as you saw me do there. Give it 10 more strokes. Again, just push the pad down across the surface. Give it 10 more strokes. And that makes sure that these magnets are going to be touching the base or the ground. Give it a few more strokes until they're all the way sucked down. Seal off the tube clamp so that you can seal that vacuum inside of there. Remove the tube from this fitting. Keep this handy. We're going to be using that in a minute for demonstration. What you can see now is we pull the vacuum on this pad. It is pulled back down, so it's relatively flush with these magnets, and it's in that position. You see how that's been pulled down. Now you're ready to take the unit and go to the site where there's a leak, and we're going to show you that next. Okay, you can see we've got a real bad leak over here in the tank. We've already pulled the vacuum on the tourniquet. Now what we're going to do is approach it. Make sure the magnets are flush on the tank and work your way down. Make sure they're squared up on the tank. As you can see, we've stopped the leak in no time at all. And at this point, the unit's done its job. I'm going to go back and get the pump and show you what else this can do. Let me make one other point. right now we've still got the vacuum sealed off. So that's sealing based on just the pad alone, even in the compressed position. Most tanker head pressure is going to be higher than this, and I'll get into just exactly how high this can go. But I'm going to now open this, and this is allowing air to escape back in. And this pad then is actually putting pressure as it wants to expand back against the tank and sealing off the leak. If you've got a badly deformed leak, or maybe it's caved in a little bit, that pad's going to get back up in there and seal it off. If you have a situation where you've got excessive head pressure, or you've got any variation of things that can cause a leak to be different from another leak, then we have the option of using the pump to apply pressure to this. And I'll be right back. The same pump that came with the unit. Now we're going to the pressure fitting side, which is the red side, putting the pump on here, and we're going to give it as much as it takes to pump that up to seal the leak. What could happen is if you have a really bad situation or a high head pressure, you might find a little bits dribbling out the bottom. In that situation, usually a couple of pumps like this will cause the bladder to expand even more and allow you to seal the leak off. Now, how far can you do this? If I continued to do this, what would eventually happen is it would balloon out the ends a little bit, and one of the magnets on the ends would pop off. And in that situation, you've gone too far. Then what you should do is remove the pressure, allow the air to escape back out, reseal the magnets that have popped off, and then hit it again. Just don't give it as many strokes as you gave it before, and try and seal the leak off in that position then. So again, the pump you use to pull the vacuum down so it's completely out of the way, so the magnets just fall on like I showed you. And then you can use it as an optional, versatile tool for increasing the pressure if that's required.